Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion is referred to Committee on Commerce once fully constituted. Is Boyega Isiaka honorable here? Please move your motion of urgent public importance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Boyega Isiaka, representing the people of you are not Imekwa from Federal Constituency of Ogun State. I rise to seek the permission of this House to move to under Order 804 to move a motion of urgent national importance relating to one of my communities in my constituency. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any seconder to this first leg of the motion? Any seconder? Yes. Zaki. Honorable Zaki. Boyega, off your phone, yeah?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable members, my name is Honorable Mohammed Dang Abba Shehu, member representing Zaki Perel constituency from Bauchi State. I stand to second the motion moved by my colleague to allow him to present his matter of urgent public importance. Thank you. I move.
Those in support that this motion is urgent enough, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Any seconder to this second leg of the motion? Yes, behind.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Solomon Wombo. I represent Kasnala Okom Logo Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Benue State. I stand to second the second leg of the motion that the motion is urgent enough to be heard now. I so second, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Thank you.
Those in support that this motion is urgent enough to be heard now, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Boyega, please have the floor. Make it very brief, straight to the point.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The motion is in respect of calling for urgent intervention by Inspector General of Police and other security agencies to intervene in the ordeal of Nigerians living in Igbokofi, a border town between Nigeria and Benin Republic. The House notes that Igbokofi is one of the communities in Yewa North local government. Typical of most communities in that area, the place is faced with extreme poor infrastructure, but great security challenges brought about by encroachment into the Nigerian territory by Beninian authorities and activities of child traffickers, kidnappers, suspected arms running, and such other transborder crimes. The House notes that there has been a long-standing border dispute between Nigeria and Benin Republic in the Igbokofi community, and as we speak, a Benin Republic police post is located in Nigerian land. Is still generating controversy.
The House must be heard in silence, please. Let's speak in hushed tones if we must speak.
The House further notes that since June 2022, the committee was being given security protection by Rapid Response Squad of Nigerian Immigration Service. The few men of Nigerian police posts in the community are completely unarmed and have to run for their lives when they sense danger. There are no security or paramilitary agents within the vicinity. Worried, however, that in July this year, the Rapid Response Squad of Nigerian Immigration Service have also been withdrawn by the management of Nigerian Immigration Service. Since then, there has been great threat to life and properties to the residents of Igbokofi and residents. Residents believe that arms and child trafficking through the area have evidently increased, and there are reliable information that attacks that threaten the international border demarcation even further may be in the offing. This undoubtedly has created a lot of tension, anxiety, and fear within and around the community by residents, as this can only lead to loss of lives and properties within the Igbokofi community and the environment. The House therefore resolves as follows: that the Nigerian Police Force, the Nigerian Immigration Service, and other sister agencies to immediately restore fully armed security personnel in Igbokofi community, and also request that the Inspector General of Police or any designated senior police officer to visit the community with a view to carry out on-the-spot assessment of the security threat to effect necessary changes, and also mandate the committees on interior and police affairs to get these resolutions implemented. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Any seconder to this motion? Let's hear from you, Honorable Chinedu Oga.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. I remain Right Honorable Comrade Chinedu Oga Owen, representing Ikwo Azasa Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Ebonyi State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion. Able moved by my colleagues, I hereby second.
Because of how today is, it's a straightforward motion. We are just going to move ahead. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on Interior and Police Affairs once fully constituted. Honorable Tukura.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Kabir Ibrahim Tukura, representing the good people of Zuru, Fakai, Dankowasagu, and Sakaba Federal Constituency of Kebbi State. I rise this morning to seek the leave of the House to come under Order 8, Rule 4, to move a motion of urgent public importance. I so move.
You're moving for us to waive our rule for you to take the third one. Any seconder to that? Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Dixon Taki, OON. I represent Makodi Guma Federal Constituency. I'm from Plenary State. I rise this morning to second the motion as heavily moved by my colleague from Kebbi State. I so second.
Those in support of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support of his motion that it is urgent to be had, that is urgent enough, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Please move on to lead the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I rise this morning to move a motion of urgent public importance to address security challenges in the Zuru, Fakai, Dankowasagu, and Sakaba Federal Constituency of Kebbi State. The House notes that Zuru, Fakai, Dankowasagu, and Sakaba Federal Constituency of Kebbi State has been plagued by a relentless wave of kidnappings, with incidents occurring in towns such as Bena, Wasagu, Ayu, Don Umaru, among many others. Further note that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and other federal and state laws are in tandem with the phrase, safety of the people is the supreme law of the land. The same Constitution added that security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose and responsibility of government. Aware that the affected towns are predominantly agrarian communities that play a crucial role in providing a significant portion of both the state and national food supply through their agricultural produce. Further aware that kidnappings and banditry are significantly negatively impacting farming in the federal constituency, farmers are afraid to go to their farms for fear of being kidnapped or attacked by bandits. This is leading to a decrease in food production and an increase in food prices. Worried that the current security situation in the constituency has severely impacted farming activities, threatening the food security of the entire region and potentially leading to a looming famine. Further worried that over the past 6 months, more than 500 individuals have fallen victims of kidnappings within Dankowasagu and Fakai and Sakaba local governments, with some victims only regaining their freedom after paying heavy ransoms while others remain in captivity due to their inability to meet these ransom demands. Concerned that the scourge of banditry has inflicted untold hardship on the people of the federal constituency, transforming the once proud and prosperous agrarian communities into scenes of abject misery and poverty. Further concerned that the peace-loving residents of the affected areas are homeless and economically worthless now, the number of widows and widowers is increasing by the day, their children cannot go to school, farmers do not have access to their farmlands, and local markets cannot be operated. I urge this Honorable House to resolve as follows. 1. Federal government to take immediate and decisive action to address the grave security crisis in the federal constituency and the nation at large. Establish a mobile police base in Wasagu within the Donko-Wasagu local government area to assist the local security formation to mitigate the impact of security challenges in the constituency. Mandate the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to provide food items and other relief materials.
Order, please. Let's reduce noise, please.
Mandate the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to provide food items and other relief materials to the thousands of internally displaced persons within the 4 local governments of the federal constituency. And lastly, to do anything which, in the opinion of the House, will assist in resolving the identified crisis. I so move.
Another straightforward disaster-related motion. Any seconder to that? Honorable Maki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues.
Honorable Tukura, off your phone.
I stand to second the motion heavily moved by Honorable Kabiru Tukura. I so second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on NEMA once fully constituted. Honorable members, the first business of the day is presentation of 46 bills. And I invite the clerk to read their short titles. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Federal Colleges of Education Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Medical Centers Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. National Rice Production Processing Research Institute, Igbemo, Ekiti State, Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Ado Ekiti, Ekiti State, Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Institute of Vision and Optical Research, EREMA, Ogba Egbema, Indoni, Rivers State, and Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal College of Optometry, Odioku, Rivers State, Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Medical Centers Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal College of Science and Health Technology, Mbu,
Honorable members,
Enugu State
noise,
Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal University of Aviation Technology, Akonike, Enugu State Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. National Commission for Technology Transfer, Promotion and Acquisition Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Vocational and Skills Acquisition College, Yankaba, Kano State Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Colleges of Education Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Compulsory Free Universal Basic Education Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal College of Entrepreneurship and Skill Acquisition, Mina, Niger State Establishment Bill 2023, first reading.
Honorable Gadi, where are you going?
Federal University of Health Sciences, Kano Municipal, Kano State Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. National Minimum Standards and Establishment of Institutions Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. National Center for Agricultural Mechanization Act, Repeal and Enactment Bill 2023, first reading. Nigerian Ports and Harbors Authority Bill 2023, first reading. National Assembly Budget and Research Office, NABRO, Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. National Artificial Intelligence and Robotic Sciences Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Chartered Institute of Cooperative Professionals of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Act, Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Nursing and Midwifery Registration ETC Act, Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Central Bank of Nigeria Act, Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Nigerian Cooperative Societies Act, Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Agricultural Development and Modernization Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Aid for Economic Diversification Act, Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Nigerian Council for Psychologists Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Bankruptcy and Insolvency Bill 2023, first reading. Real Estate Regulatory Council of Nigeria Bill 2023, first reading. National Food Safety Council and National Food Safety Management Committee Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Nigerian Weights and Measures Regulatory Agency Bill 2023, first reading. Legislative Houses Powers and Privileges Act, Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Produce Inspection Service Enforcement of Export Standards Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria Act Alteration Bill 2023, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria Act Alteration Bill 2023, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria Act Alteration Bill 2023, first reading. National Broadcasting Commission Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. National Planning Process Bill 2023, first reading. National Planning Commission Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Public Accounts Implementation Tribunal Act Repeal Bill 2023, first reading. National Tax Crimes and Oversight Commission Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Commodity Exchange Bill 2023, first reading. Southeast Development Commission Establishment Bill 2023, first reading.
Honorable colleagues, the second business of the day is presentation of report of the ad hoc committee on the need to address the lingering issues of gas flaring from 2013 to 2023 by oil and gas companies in Nigeria. Standing in the name of Honorable Ahmed Munir, honorable members will recall that the matter was referred to the committee on Thursday, 15 June 2023. The report is ready for presentation. Honorable Munir is invited to present the report. Honorable Munir, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Ahmed Munir, member representing Lere Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kaduna State. By the leave of the House, I hereby present the report on our ad hoc committee on gas flaring, which is a critical sector that we believe, if the recommendations that we followed dispassionately are covered, will truly take our nation to the path of greatness. Thank you, sir.
Me seconded to this motion, especially those who were in that committee. If you were in that committee, Honorable Ronron. Munir, sit down, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Kabira Lasarurun. I represent Ranabunku Kibe constituency and I'm a member of the ad hoc committee on gas flaring. I rise to second the motion as moved by our chairman, Honorable Manil. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Munir, please lay the report. Honorable colleagues, the first order of the day is the commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Armed Forces Act, Cap 820, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to provide for the appointment of the Chief of Defense Staff and for related matters, and a bill for an act to amend the Armed Forces Act, Cap 820, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to provide for the engagement as consultants of senior compulsory retired officers of the Nigerian Armed Forces to provide training and guidance to serving officers and for related matters. Standing in the names of Honorable Benjamin Okezie Carlo, Honorable Gaza Jonathan, and 6 other honorable members. Honorable members will recall that this bill was consolidated on the 10th of October 2023. I now invite Honorable Gaza to move that the bill be read the second time.
The Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Gaza Jonathan Befi, and I represent the people of Karu, Kefi, Kokona Federal Constituency of Nasarawa State. I rise to move a motion that a bill or consolidated bill of an act to amend the Armed Forces Act Cap 820 laws of the Federation of Nigeria, I beg your pardon, 2004, to provide for the appointment of the Chief of Defense Staff and for other related matters, 2023, and a bill for an act to amend the Armed Forces Act Cap 820 laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to provide for the engagement as consultants of senior compulsory retired officers of the Nigerian Armed Forces to provide training and guidance to service officers and for related matters, 2023, be read a second time. I so move.
Any seconder to this motion? Let's hear Honorable Ginger.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Mr. Speaker. My name is Ginger Omusibe. I represent the people of East Sialagua North, Sialagua South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am an Ungbaman from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as moved by my colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Gaza, you are free to lead the debate, but make it brief, straight to the point.
Okay. A legislative, consolidated lead debate document has been circulated, and I'll just hit the nail on the head. There are two bills consolidated here, comprised of HB 07 and HB 13. HB 07 seeks to clear any unambiguity with regard to the appointment of one, the Chief of Defense Staff, and number two, service chiefs of the various arms of the armed forces, comprising of the Navy, the Air Force, and the Nigerian Army, so that whoever is to be appointed to such offices must come from the file and ranks of this particular armed forces. And of course, the Chief of Defense Staff would ordinarily come from either of the three. On the other hand, the second bill seeks to make it compulsory that retired army officers that are retired before their ages of mandatory retirement, in order to maintain institutional knowledge and to fully harness the investments that have been made into these military officers, that they become more of consultants and train the younger generations or younger crop of officers that are coming up behind them. It equally aims to increase the retirement age for army officers, considering the amount of investment made into them, to 65 years, and of course 40 to 65 years and 40 years having been in the service. This is the summary of the bill, Mr. Speaker. I so move, and I crave the indulgence of my colleagues to kindly consider and be favorably dispassionate to this bill.
Thank you. It's a very straightforward bill. The question is that the bill be now read a second time. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk is invited to read the long title of the bill.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Armed Forces Act Cap 820 laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, provide for the appointment of the Chief of Defense Staff and the engagement of as consultants of senior compulsory retired officers of the Nigerian Armed Forces, to provide training and guidance to serving officers and for related matters. Second reading.
The second order of the day is a motion on the need to investigate alleged victimization and maltreatment of Nigerians in... before that, this bill is referred to Committee on Defense. Honorable colleagues, the second order of the day is a motion on the need to investigate alleged victimization and maltreatment of Nigerians in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, standing in the names of Honorable O.K. Chinda and 10 others. Honorable Chinda is invited to move the motion. Honorable Chinda, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues. Kingsley Chinda. I represent Obiabo Federal Constituency. I'm an Ikore man from River State. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, the motion is on the need to investigate alleged victimization and maltreatment of Nigerians in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, the House is worried that if early intervention and diplomatic measures are not taken by the Nigerian government to check the incessant attacks on Nigerians in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and air travelers will be at risk. And we urge the House to mandate the Committee on Diaspora and Foreign Affairs to invite the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs and Chairman Nigerian Diaspora Commission to brief them on preventive measures taken to protect Nigerians and air travelers to Addis Ababa and report back to the House within 3 weeks for further legislative action. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I so move.
Any seconder to this? Honorable Madaki.
Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, my name is Aliyu Sani Madaki, and I represent the Alapedro constituency of Kano State. I stand to strongly support the motion as moved by the minority House Leader, Honorable Kingsley Chinda. I so move.
Amendment, Mr. Speaker.
Please, off your mic, raise your hand, you'll be recognized, and then you can say something. The motion has been moved and has been seconded. We can only take one amendment because it's straightforward. Please, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Mudashiru Lukman, representing the good people of Iwuayi Direlolu Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Osun State. I only want to amend the prayer. I think it is better we include the Committee of Human Rights because this issue is all about human rights. So that's just the amendment I want to make, Mr. Speaker. So engage me as a Committee on the Human Rights to engage with the relevant agency to ensure compliance too as well. Because it's the violation of human rights. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to that? BOS, Bamidele Salam. Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Bamidele Salam, at the north, at the south, Egbedore, Jibo Federal Constituency of Osun State. Mr. Speaker, I want to second the amendment ably moved by my colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of the amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support of the amendment of the motion as amended say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on Diaspora, Committee on Foreign Affairs, and Committee on Human Rights once fully constituted. Honorable colleagues, the third order of the day is a motion on the commemoration of the 2023 International Day of the Girl Child, invest in girls' rights. Our leadership, our well-being, standing in the name of Honorable Kafilat Obara. Honorable Obara is invited to move the motion. Honorable Obara, please.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues. I rise this morning for and on behalf of my constituents in Koshofe Federal Constituency in Lagos State, the Center of Excellence. I am still Kafilat Obara. commemoration of the 2023 International Day of the Girl Child. Invest in girls' rights, our leadership, our well-being. The House notes that 11th of October every year is globally celebrated as International Day of the Girl Child. And this year's theme is Invest in Girls' Rights, our leadership, our well-being. It provides a platform for the global community to understand the disadvantages of the girl child that she faces in life. The House also notes that International Day of the Girl Child is a day adopted by the United Nations to remind young girls of their uniqueness, strength, and prowess. It is a day set aside to address issues such as early or girl-child marriage, violence against girls, rape, child molestation, education deprivation, and all other issues faced by girls. The House is aware that the International Day of the Girl Child acknowledges the importance, power, and potential of the girls around the world by spotlighting other issues such as poor learning opportunities, discrimination, tackling issues posed by stereotypes, and exclusion of children with disabilities and others living in marginalized communities. The House is aware that girls have the right to a safe, educated, and healthy life. Investing in girls' leadership includes creating space and platforms for girls to raise their voices at every level of policy making. The House is aware that in most countries, patriarchy and power dynamics affords boys comparative advantages compared to girls in most domains. The last survey from UNICEF revealed that 18.5 million children are out of school and 60% of them are girls. As a result of this, girls are left behind across multiple dimensions. The House is worried that high number of out-of-school girls...
She is protected, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is about our children.
You people
our
should
children,
not...
our future.
Excuse me, Honorable Member. We should allow her to speak. She's well protected.
Thank you, Mr.
Please.
Speaker.
And the House must be heard in silence.
Thank you, sir.
Honorable Kafila, go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
The chair is protecting you fully.
Thank you, sir. The House is worried about the high number of out-of-school girls that engage in drugs and other vices. Throughout history, girls have been systematically held back and undervalued in society. The House is informed that investment in critical steps such as the girls' rights under the Convention of the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, CEDAW, and the Convention on the Rights of the Child, CRC, will help to fast-track the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. The House is informed that the current trend in Nigeria reveals that young girls who are sexually abused by their parents and guardians return back home to the same house where they were abused after police intervention. The House resolves, my prayer, sir, that we should urge the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, and National Orientation Agency and other stakeholders to initiate ways of educating and sensitizing girls on the dangers of drug and alcohol abuse in commemoration of the 2023 International Day of the Girl Child in Nigeria going forward. That we also urge the ministries, departments, and agencies that are saddled with the responsibility of training and empowerment to ensure compulsory vocational skills acquisition training for girls to keep them engaged and productive, to keep them away from drugs and other vices. We further urge the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs and Mariam Babangida National Center for Women Development and National Agency for Prohibition and Trafficking of Persons, NAPTIP, to build a well-furnished rehabilitation center, shelter homes for sexually abused survivors across the 36 states and FCT. That we urge the Federal Ministry of Education to drastically reduce and eradicate the number of out-of-school children by ensuring compulsory free education for girls across the country in primary and secondary schools. That we should mandate Committee on Women Affairs to to engage with all relevant MDAs to ensure compliance. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Respected colleagues, I so move.
I now saw what the members saw and they were asking for prayers. Well done, Honorable Kafila. Any seconder to this? This is a girl child supporter supporting Parliament, and that is impressive. I am going. Yes, sir. Behind Dr. Adebayo. Just behind you. I can't wait for us to move to our chamber where the lighting is better for us to see all the faces. I hope FCDA is pushing it as fast as possible for us to return to our chamber.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Abdullahi Balarabe Dabai. Representing Bakure Danja Federal Constituency of Katsina State. I rise seconding the motion, ably moved by my colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on Women Affairs and all the committees on education of the House, once fully constituted. I have an announcement to make before we go on. You are cordially invited to join the Deputy Speaker and Southeast members of the House of Representatives as we receive the Southeast Elders and Ohanese Ndibo on a courtesy visit to the House of Representatives. The date is tomorrow, Friday, 13th October 2023, and the time is 10 a.m. prompt. The venue is room 414, Deputy Speaker's meeting room, new building, House of Representatives, National Assembly complex. Dress code, red cap with traditional attire. The announcer is Honorable Iduma Igariwe. Honorable colleagues, the fourth order of the day is a motion on need to replace damaged concrete electric poles in Guka, Aviri, Gavin Gumi, and Makama, and connect neighboring communities in Zaki federal constituencies of Bauchi State to the national grid. This is standing in the name of Honorable Muhammad Dan Abba Shehu. Honorable Shehu is invited to move the motion, and as a utility motion, we just want the title and the prayer saying that we have to be with the family in Sokoto today. We are trying to rush as quickly as possible.
Mr. Speaker, sir, distinguished honorable parliamentarians of this high esteemed chamber. My name is Honorable Muhammad Ang Abbashehu, member representing good and hard-working people of Zaki Federal Constituency. I am from Bauchi State. Mr. Speaker, with humility and respect, I stand before you and my honorable colleague to present my motion in respect of need to replace damaged concrete electrical pole in Gurka, Aliri, Garingami, Makawa, and connect neighboring community in Zaki Federal Constituency of Bauchi State to the national grid. The House notes that reliable electricity is a critical sustainable development in any society, and the core mandate tariff that is economically responsive and supportive of the average rural customers. Also note that it is the responsibility of the Rural Electrification Fund to promote, support, and provide rural electrification through public and private sector participation. Concerns that while contract to provide electricity in Gurka, Ariri, Garengami, Gauya, and Makawa communities do not include.
Are you doing your prayers? I said mention the title and then go to prayers.
To the national grid. Couple Larabawa, Alangari, Gumai, Lodio, and Brusali, all in Zaki Federal constituency, have never had electricity. And cognizant that lack of electricity in rural areas stall their progress, those connecting them to the national grid will grant them access to the clean, safe, reliable energy and enhance socio-economic activities therein. My prayer resolve is that the House resolve urge the Rural Electrification Agency of Nigeria to make provision in 2024 budget estimate for the electrification and connection to the national grid of Kapul Larabawa, Alangwari, Gumai, Lodio, Brusali, Burka, Ariri, Garengami, and Makawa communities in Zaki Federal Constituency of Bauchi State. Mandate the Committee of Power to ensure compliance. I move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Any seconder to this motion? Let's have Honorable Ibe.
My name is Ibe Okwarosoma, and I represent the very prosperous people of Aruchugo Outer Federal Constituency. Honorable Chair, Honorable Speaker, I rise to second the motion to provide electric poles ably moved by my honorable colleague. I so second.
This is a utility motion. I put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Power once fully constituted. The fifth order of the day is a motion on the employment of corps members who were victims of election violence into the civil service or independent National Electoral Commission, standing in the name of Honorable Emmanuel Okbong Udo. Honorable Okbong Udo is invited to move the motion. Please the title and then go to the prayers. It's on notice, we can read it. Please, you have to hurry. We don't have time today, please.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, my respected colleagues. Dr. Emmanuel Ukpongudo is my name. I come from Akwa Ibom State. I represent the current federal constituency. Mr. Speaker,
the House must be heard in silence, please.
Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to move this motion, and because of time, I will just take paragraph 1 and I go straight to the prayers. The House notes that the Independent National Electoral Commission held the Presidential and National Assembly elections on February 25, 2023, followed by the governorship and House of Assembly elections on March 11, 2023 and April 15 for supplementary elections. Also notes that the Independent National Electoral Commission co-opted over 200,000 with corpers as ad hoc staff to assist in the administration of these elections, thus constituting approximately 80% of the INEC ad hoc staff. I move to the prayers now, Mr. Speaker. The House resolves to urge the National Youth Service Corps, NYC, and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to produce a comprehensive list of corps members that participated in the last 2023 elections and are victims of election violence. The House also urged the Federal Character Commission and the Federal Civil Service Commission to review and subsequently consider employing victims of election violence into public service of the Federation. And the House also mandates the Committees on Federal Character, Public Service and Electoral Matters to ensure compliance. Right Honourable Speaker, my respected colleagues, I so move.
Any seconder to this motion?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Paul Ekpo, representing the good people of Tinan, Nsotubom Federal Constituency of Akwa Ibom State. I rise to second the motion as heavily moved by my brother, Honorable Manu. I so second.
That is straightforward. I just put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Amendment.
This motion is referred to committees on federal character, public service, and electoral matters once fully constituted. Honorable colleagues, the sixth order of the day is a motion on construction of Igbo Chokota Ikwerenguro Umebule Owaza Road, standing in the names of Honorable Kelechi Nwogu and one other honorable member. Honorable Nwogu is invited to move the motion. Honorable Nwogu, this is an infrastructure motion, so it goes straight to the title and then the prayers. Honorable Nwogu, please.
The right, the Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Kelechi Nwogu. I represent the people of Ichie Omoma Federal.
Please increase the microphone a little bit.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm from River State, the treasure base of the nation. Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm moving this motion with Honorable Ginger Obinna Onwusebe. I adopt all the bodies of this motion, and I head straight to the prayers, Mr. Speaker, the resolution. Urge the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, to make provisions for construction of Igbo Chokota Ikwerengwo Umebile Owaza Road in the 2024 budget estimate. And mandate the Committee on Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, to ensure compliance. I so move.
Thank you. That was straight to the point. This is an infrastructure-related motion, so I put the question. Those in support, before that, it need to be seconded. I need it to be seconded from the north. Yes, sir. Beside Honorable Igariwe.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Major Rabiu Garba Kamba, retired, representing the good people of Arewa and as to second this motion, moved by my colleague as a second.
Thank you very much. As an infrastructure-related motion, I put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The motion is referred to the Committee on Niger Delta Development Commission once fully constituted. The seventh order of the day is a motion on revitalization of the biomass ethanol project abandoned by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPCL, in Benue State, standing in the name of Honorable Sekav Zoa Iyotiom. Honorable Iyotiom is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues,
Please, the title and the prayers is an infrastructure motion, if you don't mind.
I'm Sekab Zuayotiom, representing the good people of Buruku Federal Constituency of Benue State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to move a motion on the need for revitalization of the biomass ethanol project abandoned by the NNPC Limited
Nigerian National Petroleum Company in Benue State. Mr. Speaker, the House resolved to 1. Urge the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited to revitalize the project and return to its original location per the MOU between the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited and the Benue State government. 2. Mandate the Committee on Downstream Petroleum to invite the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited to ascertain why the project was abandoned and the need for it to be revitalized. And 3, Mr. Speaker, also mandate the Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, members, I so move.
Any seconder to this? Yes, sir. Dr. Adebeo.
Honorable Speaker, my name is Honorable Dr. Abdulmaruf Adebayo. I stand on the free mandate given by the people of Irekpotun, Orolu, Oloruda, and Osogbo Federal Constituency. I'm from Osun State. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my honorable colleagues. I so second.
There is an infrastructure-related motion as well. I put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Petroleum, Resources, Downstream, and Legislative Compliance once fully constituted. Honorable colleagues, the eighth order of the day is a motion on reconstruction of the Kisi Soro Iboho Road in Oyo State, standing in the name of Honorable Olaide Latif Muhammad. Honorable Muhammad is invited to move the motion. It's an infrastructure motion. The title and the prayers, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Prince Olaide Latif Muhammad, representing Irepo Orelokwe Olorunsogo Federal Constituency in Oyo State. I rise today to raise a motion on the need to reconstruct Kishi Soro Igboho Federal Road, which was last constructed in 1959, before many of us here were born. The House resolves to urge the Federal Ministry of Works to commence the design for the road and award the construction of the Kisi-Soro Igboho Road in Oyo State to enhance economic growth in Nigeria. Two, to mandate the Committee on Appropriation and Works to include the construction of Kisi-Soro Igboho Road in Oyo State in the 2024 budget estimates. And finally, to mandate the Committee on Works to ensure compliance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so move.
Thank you very much. It's an infrastructure-related motion, and I must say this: most of the motions today are infrastructure-related, and we will not entertain amendments. If you want to move a motion, prepare a motion and bring before us. It's not when another person has finished doing his research and laboring to prepare his motion, you want to come and be adding to it. So go and prepare a motion. We'll give you audience. So I just want to put that out. For some of you who are expecting to amend and amend, today may not be so conducive for such amendment. Architect.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Architect Austin Asima Achado. I represent the good people of Gwe East and Gwe West Federal Constituency of Benue State. I rise to second the motion as ably moved by our colleague. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
It's an infrastructure-related motion. Those in support of this motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Works once fully constituted. Honorable colleagues, the ninth order of the day is a motion on rehabilitation of the Jibiro Sarom Bele Road, standing in the name of Honorable Aliyu Wakili Boya. Honorable Boya is invited to move the motion. It is an infrastructure-related motion, the title, and the prayers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and my honorable colleagues. I remain Barrister Aliyu Wakili Boya, a member representing good people of Fufore and Song Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Adamawa State. I rise today to present a motion on notice to this honorable House regarding to the prolonged delay in the rehabilitation of the Jibiro Sarau Belen Road, despite the allocation of funds and award of contract for its reconstruction for the past 7 years. Mr. Speaker, the House resolved to urge the Federal Ministry of Works to take all necessary steps to expedite the action on the rehabilitation of Jibiro Sarau Belen Road by ensuring that the contract is executed promptly when the construction works begins, and also to mandate the Committee on Works to investigate the cause of the delay in the commencement of the rehabilitation and execution after funds were allocated and report back within 4 weeks after for further legislative action. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and my colleagues, I so move. Thank you.
This motion needs to be seconded. And this road is Bele Road. Jibiru is in the north, right? So the seconder must come from the south. Let's have Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Chief Dr. Billy Famous Adesuwa Osawaru, representing the good people of Orion Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm a proud Benin Chief from Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by my colleague, Honorable Aliyu Wakili Boya. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Yampa, please approach the chair. Yampa, please approach the chair if you are here. Those in support of this motion say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Please, an infrastructure motion, and it is going to Committee on Works once fully constituted. Honorable Yampa Dauda Zakari is invited to address us on the 10th order of the day. Honorable Yampa, please. Please, Yampa, we are waiting for you, please. Yampa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Honorable Dauda Zakaria Nyampa, member representing the good people of Madagali Michika Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker.
Chairman rules. You are going to be acting as the Chief Whip of the House today. Please make sure that the House is heard in silence. This is a sacred house. It's a hallowed chamber. That's what we'll call it. If you don't make noise in your places you call hallowed and sacred, don't make noise here, please. Thank you, sirs.
Mr. Speaker, my motion is on the other paper, motion number 10, but for obvious reason, I want to step it down pending further consultation.
Thank you, sir. Motion is hereby stepped down. Honorable colleagues, the 11th order of the day. The 11th order of the day is a motion.
Honorable members, order. Mr. Speaker is addressing the House.
The 11th order of the day is a motion on flooding in Wudio, local government area of Kano State, standing in the name of Honorable Abdul Hakim Kamilu Ado. Honorable Ado is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Ado is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Respected members of the House, my name is Abdul Hakim Kamilu Ado, member representing Wudil-Garko Federal Constituency, Kano State. Mr. Speaker, I will urge to read the last section of this motion and then to the prayers. That the House also concern the flooding, which has defied various interventions by individuals and private organizations.
Honorable members, please, let's listen in silence. Thank you.
Has destroyed most of the buildings in the Aliko Dangote University of Science and Technology, Wudil.
It's a disaster motion, the title and the prayers, Honorable.
Thus the students, Mr. Speaker, are unable to continue in their various academic pursuits. Now the prayers. The House resolves to urge the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to provide relief materials to the victims of flooding in Wudil local government area of Kano State. Resolves also, the House also urged the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons to help with the temporary relocation of the displaced flood victims, pending when their communities are restored, and the Ecological Fund Office to provide a lasting solution to the problem of flooding in Wudil local government area of Kano State. Lastly, the House mandates the committees on emergency and disaster preparedness, internally displaced persons and refugees, and ecological fund to ensure compliance and report back within 4 weeks for the further legislative action. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. This is a disaster-related motion, so I just put the question. But before that, you need to be seconded. And one is seconded. Honorable Blessing, good to see you. Please second.
Thank you very much, our amiable Mr. Speaker. My name remains Blessing Onyeche Onu, and I represent the good people of Otukpo Ohimini Federal Constituency. I am from Benue State, and I rise to second the motion ably moved by my honorable colleague. I so second.
So disaster-related motion, I just put the question. Those in favor of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The motion is referred to a Committee on Emergency and Disaster Preparedness, Internally Displaced Persons and Refugees, and Ecological Fund, once fully constituted. The 12th order of the day is a motion on compelling road users to obey traffic light signals and road traffic regulations in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Standing in the name of Honorable Igariwe Iduma Enwo, Honorable Enwo is invited to move the motion. Honorable Igariwe, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my very respected colleagues. My name is Right Honorable Igariwe Iduma Enwo. I represent the good people of Afikpo and Eda Federal Constituency. I'm from Ebonyi State. Mr. Speaker and my respected colleagues, I rise to move a motion on compelling road users to obey traffic light signals and road traffic regulations in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Mr. Speaker, the House notes that traffic control lights are signaling devices placed at road intersections, pedestrian crossings, and other locations to control vehicular and pedestrian traffic and are designed to regulate the flow of traffic and prevent accidents. Mr. Speaker, concerned that rather than regulate the flow of traffic and prevent accidents, motorists in the Federal Capital Territory, by commission or omission, constitute hazard to other road users by refusing or neglecting to obey traffic signs, and particularly the amber, red, and green signs displayed on the traffic control lights. Mr. Speaker also knows that the greatest violators of the traffic control light signals are so-called VIP vehicles, bullion vans, motorcyclists, dispatch riders, tricyclists, and taxi cab vehicles. Concerned that data published by the National Bureau of Statistics shows that the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, currently has the highest incidence of car crashes in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, aware that in most jurisdictions, technology is deployed to track and arrest violators of traffic rules and regulations. Mr. Speaker, we resolve as follows. 1, we urge the Road Safety Commission to exercise their powers under the Federal Road Safety Commission Act 2007 and arrest and prosecute persons who run against traffic light signals and violate other road traffic regulations in the FCT. 2, we also urge the Federal Capital Territory Administration to deploy technology that will track and arrest violators of traffic rules and regulations in the FCT. Thirdly and finally, Mr. Speaker, to mandate the Committee on Federal Road Safety Commission and the Federal Capital Territory to ensure compliance. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to this motion? You have to come from the north. Moved by, yes, dear friend.
Right Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Umar Ajilo.
Honorable Balami, please approach the chair. Balami. Honorable Balami.
Representing a very good people of Makarpikudan Federal
Wait, my brother. Honorable Balami, are you here?
Yes,
Approach the chair.
Yes.
Approach the chair. Go ahead.
Right Honorable Speaker, my very dear colleagues, my name remain Honorable Umar Ajilo, member representing a very good and wonderful people of Makarpikudan Federal Constituency from Kaduna State. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motions ably moved by my dear colleague, Asu Second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The motion is referred to the Committee on Road Safety Commission, as well as Committee on FCT, once fully constituted. Honorable Bellamy, please address the House on the 13th order.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Dr. Midala Usman Balami. I represent the good and dynamic people of Askira Uba, our federal constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Borno State. Mr. Speaker, I stand this morning to step this motion down for further legislative engagement so that we can bring it back. Thank you.
Motion is hereby stepped down. The 14th order of the day is a motion on the need for the National Primary Health Care Development Agency to collaborate with relevant health agencies in states and local governments to ensure the functionality of primary health care centers, standing in the name of Honorable Fayinka Moses Olawatoyin. Honorable Fayinka is invited to move the motion, and let him be heard in silence, please. Move to another seat so that you can, let's not waste time.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, good morning.
Please move to your title and your prayers. We've already lost some time while you're looking for a microphone.
My responsible colleagues, good morning. My name is Fayinka Moses Olawatoyin. I represent the good people of Musi 2 Federal Constituency, Lagos State. I'm here moving the motion on the need for the National Primary Health Care Development Agency, NPHDA, to collaborate with relevant health agencies in states and local government to ensure the functionality of primary health care centers in Nigeria. Note that Nigeria is the largest economy in Africa.
Please go to your prayers.
The House resolves to urge the federal government to declare a state of emergency in the health sector and allocate significant funds to it in the 2024 budget estimates. Also urge the Federal Ministry of Health to encourage states to resuscitate the comatose primary health care program at the grassroots level and provide qualitative and affordable medical care for the masses. Further urge the Federal Ministry of Health, in collaboration with state ministries, local government and other stakeholders, to establish a task force to eradicate medical malpractice, particularly in the rural areas, and furnish the Committee on Health Care Services with the summary report in evaluating the standard of primary health care centers from 2016 to 2022. Mandate the Committee on Health Services to oversight their activities to ascertain the real state of primary health care centers across the country. And lastly, to mandate the committees on health services and legislative compliance to ensure compliance. I so move.
We need a seconder directly behind him, sir.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Salisu Yusuf Majigiri. I represent Mashidusi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Katsina State. I rise to second the motion as ably moved by my dear colleague, Honorable Yunka Moses. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. It's an infrastructure-related motion. So I put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The motion is referred to committees on health care services and legislative compliance once fully constituted. The 15th order of the day is consideration of a bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology Act, Cap N116, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology Bill 2023 to provide for full-time and part-time courses of instruction and training for the general development of transport and logistics sector of the Nigerian economy and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the bill was committed to the Committee of the Whole on Tuesday, 10th October 2023. The leader will move for its consideration. Please empty the aisle. Please, Bagos, sit down. Yampa, sit down.
Speaker, I'm Professor Julius Ihanville, ON DSSRS. Consider the following reports. A bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology Act, Cap N116, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology Bill 2023 to provide for full-time and part-time courses of instruction and training for the general development of transport and logistics sector of the Nigerian economy and for related matters, HB 500. Mr. Speaker, let me use the opportunity to also request that the House do consider a bill for an act to repeal the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015 and enact the Administration of Criminal Justice Bill 2023 to, among other things, provide for establishment of Administration of Criminal Justice Monitoring Council for effective and efficient administration of justice in Nigeria, HB 214. Mr. Speaker, similarly, a bill for an act to repeal the Audit Ordinance of 1956 and enact the Federal Audit Service Bill 2023 to establish Federal Audit Service, provide additional powers and functions of the Auditor General for the Federation, establish Federal Audit Board, and for related matters, HB 98. And last but not the least, a bill for an act to establish Nigerian Peace Corps to facilitate peace, volunteerism, community services, neighborhood watch, and nation building, and for related matters, HB 309 and 482, and for related matters, HB 98. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Minority Leader, please second the 15th order, the motion on 15th order, 16th order, 17th order, and 18th order in Syria 2.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that the House do resolve into a committee of the whole to consider HB 500, HB 214, HB 98, and HB 309 and 482, respectively. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. House Leader, move that the House do resolve into the committee of the whole to consider the bills.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do resolve itself into committee of the whole, and so move.
Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion
as moved by the majority leader. I so second.
Those in support of the motion that the House do resolve into the committee of the whole say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The House hereby resolve into the committee of the whole.
Order, please. Members exiting. Honorable members exiting. Please order.
Honorable colleagues, the first bill to be considered is for an act to repeal the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology Act, N116, Law of Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact the Nigerian Institute of Transportation Technology Bill 2023 to provide for full-time and part-time courses of instruction and training for the general development of transport and logistics sector of the Nigerian economy and for related matters. I invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill. Leader.
Mr. Chairman, I'm Julius Ihonviri, and I'm from Edo State. This bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology and enact the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology Bill 2023 to provide full and part-time courses. Essentially, the bill is straightforward, Mr. Chairman. As you know, we do not need a lot of story to know that our transport system in Nigeria is chaotic, not dependable, not properly managed, and it's not surprising that again and again companies emerge and disappear. The purpose of this bill is to establish a structure that will provide specialized services and support to this sector by establishing a Transport Intelligence Center, specialized management of the sector, technical training, access to modern and contemporary technology, understanding road management, and the full professionalization of the transport sector. Mr. Chairman, we know it will take time to build the skills and competencies we need, but if this bill is approved by a respectable House, it means that we would have taken the first major step to establishing a whole new culture, a whole new environment and pedestrian for refocusing and redirecting the transport sector in Nigeria in the interest of our people. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. The question is that the clauses 1 to 30, 33 stand part of the bill for this wonderful bill that was sponsored by the Speaker of the House of Representatives. So we'll go. Our idea is to be here, to be out of here in the next 1 hour. So I want your cooperation and for you to pay attention. We need to leave here in the next 1 hour because we need to pay condolence visit to the family that lost a member in Sokoto State. So I need your cooperation. Clause 1, Clause 2, Clause 3, Clause 4, Clause 5, Clause 6, Clause 7, Clause 8, Clause 9, Clause 10, Clause 11, 11 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 31, 32, 33, schedule, explanatory memorandum, The second bill to be considered is for an act to repeal the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015 and enact the Administration of Criminal Justice Bill 2023 to, among other things, provide for establishment of Administration of Criminal Justice Monitoring Council for effective and efficient administration of justice in Nigeria. I invite the leader to give a short synopsis of the bill. Leader, make it as short as possible.
Mr. Chairman, our great chairman, this is a magnum opus, a beautiful document. I wish and I recommend that.
Please raise the volume of the microphone of leader. People want to hear him, Madam Brett.
Yeah, I was saying, Mr. Chairman, that this is a beautiful document which I recommend that we all take time to read. At times you watch the television and see criminals being arrested. You want to be arrested because of the respect for the administration of criminal justice. Not just policemen barging into your house, slapping your wife, throwing your son under the bed, breaking your door, seizing your property, no inventory taken. And we've seen debates in this country between arrested persons who will say, no, it was not 10 million they found in my house, it was 50 million, and the police will say it was 10 million we found. That's what Felase question jam answer. This bill tries to ensure that there will be efficient management of the criminal justice institution, speedy dispensation of justice, protection of the society from crime and protection of the rights and interests of the suspect, defendant, and the victim. It makes provisions for extensive reforms in the administration of criminal justice. And I think those of you who are lawyers here will be very happy to see sections that deal with the necessity, for example, to provide an inventory. You see it on television, a criminal comes, they write everything. When he's leaving, he gets exactly what they took from him. I've been to police stations, Mr. Chairman, where they told me that the TV they were watching was actually impounded from somebody who was in detention. You know? So, and I think, Mr. Chairman, this is evidence that Nigeria is moving forward. And I think we must commend those who proposed this bill right from the beginning and the work we have done on it, that the entire administration of justice system in Nigeria will reap huge benefits, and many of us will be proud of the work we are doing today. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman.
Well captured, the leader, well captured. This is my own contribution to the judiciary as a product of the judicial system in this our country, as a legal practitioner before I joined the parliament. I saw those gaps, and this is one of our ways of contributing to a healthy judicial arm. And I'm happy we have gotten to this position, and the leader has done justice to that particular document. I expect that we'll find time to go through it, and I'm sure it's a sound contribution that the judiciary will embrace, and it will make the operation easy. It's about 506 clauses, but we're not going to go one by one. We'll do 1 to 100, and then we'll. So the question is that the clauses become part of the bill. And I'll go clause 1 to 10, clause 10 to 20, 20 to 200, 200 to 300, 300 to 400, 400 to 500, 400 to 450, 450 to 500, 501, 502, 503, 504, 505, 506, citation, shadow, Explanatory memorandum, long title. The third bill to be considered is for an act to repeal the Audit Ordinance of 1956 and enact the Federal Audit Service Bill 2023 to establish Federal Audit Service, provide additional powers and functions of the Auditor General for the Federation, establish Federal Audit Board, and for related matters. I invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill. Leader, please.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for calling on me again to give a synopsis. This bill essentially is to repeal the Audit Ordinance of 1956. That was when some of us were being born, and many of you, in fact, the majority of you, don't look at me, were not born. That was when this bill, this Audit Ordinance, was enacted. And you can guess who enacted it. So this is a major attempt to review the new colonial inheritance and to enact the Federal Audit Service Bill and to establish the Federal Audit Service and provide additional powers and functions for the Auditor General of the Federation and establish the Federal Audit Board and for related matters. As it says, the relevant issues are clearly articulated to include the need to comply with provisions of the Constitution, our current Constitution as amended, which was not the case previously, establish the Federal Audit Service, and provide for the auditing of public accounts of the Federation and all offices and costs as provided under the Constitution. I think for me, what is most interesting about this bill, it is provision.
Order, please. The leader is speaking.
For the independence, impartiality, and effectiveness of the Office of the Federal Audit Service. This is very critical to promote a culture of accountability and adherence to the rules of public expenditure. So I want to commend my dear colleagues to consider this favorably because this is right in the interest of Nigeria and it falls in line with contemporary audit best practices. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. The question is that the clauses 1 to 50. Leader, please off your mic, please. The question is that clauses 1 to 50 be made part of. Yes, what is the point of order?
Mr. Chairman, I am Chijo Kokereke, representing the good people of Aniri of Gojiriva Federal Constituency, Enugu State. Mr. Chairman, I was given voluminous documents in less than 5 minutes ago, and we are carrying all of them. I don't know what we are carrying. I think we should step these things down. We'll go and read it, and then come back next time when we are ready to be able to carry it very well. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Which order did you come up with?
Extra privilege. Privilege.
I don't think you listened to our introduction before we started. So next time, listen clearly when we are commencing, and we have also tried to ensure that the Secretariat sends you this document through e-version ahead of time. And please, the email you submitted to the Secretariat, always visit it to find out documents that are sent to you. And also send your SLAs, senior legislative aides, to always engage with the Secretariat in making sure that you are up to date in what is happening here. So the clauses are 1 to 50, and we'll go clause by clause consideration. The question is that clause 1 to 50 be made part of the bill.
Mr.
Clause
Speaker,
1.
Mr. Speaker, please.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, please.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, because I see we are doing a holistic consideration of the clauses, and there's a clerical omission on clause 35, which I want to.
We have not gotten to clause 35.
Oh, I thought you said 1 to 50.
No.
Oh, okay, 15. I had 50. I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker.
I said we are going to consider 1 to 50, but not that we have called question on it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
All right.
Yep.
So be attentive when to get to 35.
Okay.
But there is a judicial notice or legislative notice of your concern. The chair will respect that when we get there. Clause 1, clause 2, clause 3, 3 to 5.
Amendment number 4. Amendment number 4.
Clause 4? Yes, clause 4. What's the amendment?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable colleagues, my name is Jeremiah Umoru, ACA. I represent the good people of Akwanga, Wamba, Nasarawa, Egon, Federal Constituency from Nasarawa State. My amendment is establishment and composition of Federal Audit Board. I want to amend that it should be Federal Audit Commission. Also, sir, number 2A, the board shall consist of a chairman who shall have at least 15 years cognate experience in accounting and auditing in the public sector. I wish to amend that it should be both private and public sector, not only public sector. I so amend, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So, combination of private and public sector. Is that what they're saying? Experience?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Let's hear from BOS.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Bamidele Salam, the North, the South, Ebedo Region, Federal Constituency of Osun State. Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to make a clarification on the first leg of the...
Those in the control room, raise our mic. We want to hear ourselves.
A clarification on the first leg of the amendment that my honorable colleague just mentioned on the issue of whether it should be a board or a commission. Mr. Speaker, I just want us to remember that this bill had actually passed through all the legislative processes in the 9th Assembly, with stakeholders making their input into this version that we have today. It was only at the point of accent by the president that it was cut off by a friction of time, and that was why we need to do this. And one of the concerns raised by stakeholders, the Office of the Head of Service and other major stakeholders, was that we had too many commissions already, and that it would rather serve a good purpose to retain this as a board, which was agreed to by all the other stakeholders at that level. I don't want us to go back so that this doesn't suffer another hitch in the eventual path. So I want to suggest, Mr. Speaker, that we please retain it as a board rather than a commission. On the other leg, which has to do with public and private, Mr. Speaker, I think it is very good if we can include experienced hands from either of the two sectors to be so appointed in this category.
I didn't understand you. His concern is that this is only public sector specific.
Yeah,
there is no experience from the private sector. He is saying that for you to become member of the board and to chair the board, that it shouldn't be only 15 years experience in the public sector as an accountant or auditor, that such qualification should include private sector experience. And I want to know, are you in support of his opinion or his amendment, or you are against it?
Mr.
And
Speaker,
yes,
he mentioned two. I said the first one, I am not in support of the first one, which has to do with the issue of whether it should be a board or a commission, but that I support the second leg of the amendment to include experience from the private sector as part of the qualification criteria.
Okay, I get you now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I think the board should remain the board. Those in support that the board should remain the board, say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The second one of 15 of both private and public, I think it makes sense. Any seconder to it? Everybody is seconding, so the House is seconding it. So those in support that we amend clause 4, sub 2, paragraph A to read public sector and private sector. Yes, you have any concern?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Yusuf Ure Baraje from Niger State. I want to comment on the second leg of the amendment by my brother, that in as much as I agree with that, yes, 15 years, I want to suggest, yes, is okay for the public servant, while those from the private should go for, you should have experience of 20 years. This is my amendment. Yes, because yes,
I think that is conflicting. Those in support that private sector, public sector experience should be part of the pre-qualification to become the chairman of the board of Federal Audit Board, say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. So clause 4 as amended, further amendment, okay. A minority leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, it's just a style of drafting to further amend the amendment by saying that the chairman who shall have at least 15 years cognitive experience in accounting and auditing will stop at that point. So we don't need to add whether public or private.
So if we, because public and private covers the whole field. So you're saying, so we should just make experience in accounting and auditing. I think that is making a lot of sense. So instead of, since we are embracing public and we're embracing private, so why don't we make it experience in accounting? But the problem there is, what if the experience is now only on private sector of 15 years, and he is coming to handle public sector?
Excuse me. Mr. Chairman, I think that the spirit behind this subsection is that they want to appoint a chairman from the public sector. That's just the essence. But if we are now adding private sector, then we have made it open. So it's somebody with 15 years experience from anywhere without saying public or private. But
It will water down the legislative intention of the drafters. If we say just audit or accounting experience, the truth remains that an auditor in the private sector coming into the private sector coming into the public sector, it will be a new terrain for him. That's a fact. So, and our target here, the mischief we want to cure is in the public sector. That's the reason we are setting up this board. So more of public sector experience is needed for this job. But we are saying, if you don't have up to 15 years in the public sector, probably you did 3 years in private sector and 12 years in public sector. You should combine a combined effect, giving 15 years, irrespective of the fact that you did not do that 15 years in the public sector, should suffice. That is what this particular place is saying. A combination effect of a little bit on the public sector, a little bit in the private sector, making up to 15 years should be enough. The honorable member who amended this, I think that was your opinion. Can we hear from you?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My amendment is either private sector or public sector, but putting only public sector in accounting principle, whether in private or public, they are all the same. So if you're in the private sector and you find yourself being appointed in the public sector, the accounting principles, the auditing principles are all the same. So it's a standard of operation, sir. So whichever we oppose. Thank you, sir.
You know, the accounting principle might be the same, but the experience can never be the same. It's a new world in the public sector. That's the truth. Let us not jettison experience and just hold on to accounting principles. Experience matters a lot. How it is done in the private sector and how it's done in the public sector is not the same. I think we should vote on this. Private sector and public sector experience. Those in support of... No, we can't have further debate on this. We can't. Those in support, we either vote yes or no and go back to what... If we say no, we'll go back to what is in the paper. If we say yes, we embrace private sector and public sector experience. So those in support that we have a combined effect of private sector and public sector experience in 4 sub 2 paragraph A. If you want to become the chairman of the board, say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. So number 4, clause 4, carried. Carried as amended,
Speaker,
right?
Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, hands up at the back, sir.
Clause 5. No, I've not. The gavel has not gone down. Is it on the same 4?
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Isiaka.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
I hope it's another paragraph, not A, because we are done with A.
No, Mr. Speaker.
We are done with 2A. We cannot go back to 2A.
It's not 2A, Mr. Speaker.
All right.
Isaac Ayokunle Ibrahim before Eweko Federal Constituency. I just want to draw our attention to 6 that we have the members of the board other than the ex officio. And in the composition...
Refer us properly. Refer us properly. 2 what? 4 what?
6, sir.
4, 6, yeah.
And if you check the composition, the board shall consist of... There is nowhere among the listed members that we have ex officio.
I didn't get that. There's nowhere
that ex officio members were listed on the composition under 2, the board shall consist of. However, on 6 there, 4, 6, it's saying that the members of the board other than the ex officio members.
No, you want to respond to this, Bamidele?
Yes, Mr.
Okay, let me hear you. But it's straightforward, Honorable Isiaka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Bamidele Salam, Egbedore Ejibo. The ex-official members are those representing statutory offices. Like you can see, there's one person to represent the Institute of Chartered Accountant, one person representing the Federal Civil Service Commission. Those ones will not be appointed by the President. The Federal Civil Service Commission will appoint that person. So the ones to be appointed by the President are those that are not those ex-official members. So that's what that section 6 refers to, sir.
By point of argument, it is suggestive and open in abeyance by saying this section 4.6 to say other than ex officio when they were not stated. That's my position, Mr. Speaker, sir. I mean the chairman.
I think what he wants us to do is to go to interpretation clause number 49, clause 49, and then there include the definition of ex officio. I think that is what you're asking us to do. We should define what constitutes the ex officio in clause 49. And when we get to clause 49, Honorable Bamide Salam kindly provide us a definition for an amendment of clause 49 to be able to incorporate what will be the interpretation of the ex officio as mentioned in clause 4 sub 6. So 4 as carried. Carried. 5. Clause 6. Yeah, a minority leader.
Sorry, sir. Clause 6, under 4, you find out that it says members of the board and other ex-official members shall be appointed by the president subject to confirmation by the Senate. I think it should be confirmation by National Assembly rather than allow the Senate alone to continue to perform these functions. So I ask that we amend Senate to read National Assembly.
Any seconder to that amendment? Honorable Maki.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, my honorable colleagues. I remain Abubakar Maki Eleman. I stand to second the amendment made by my senior colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So 6 as amended. So it's 5. 4. Oh yes. 4, 6 as amended have been carried out. Now 4 as amended. Carried. 5. Clause 5. Yeah, Honorable Fulata. That is a good one. Any seconder to that? Gombe speaker before.
Mr. Chairman, I stand to second the motion ably moved or amendment proposed by my colleague. I so second.
Thank you. So wherever we have Senate, we change it with National Assembly. Those in support of it say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So clause 5, carried. Clause 6. Clause 6, yes.
Distinguished colleagues, my name's...
Just go straight to the amendment.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I had this leaning that we should be able to check the SHs that is normally follow.
What are you amending? Mention it and say this is what I'm amending. Don't lead the debate.
6A. For a tenure of 4 years and may be reappointed for another tenure of 4 years and no more. My amendment here is that the board shall hold office for a single tenure of 5 years and no more.
Experience, institutional memory is key.
Yes, institutional memory is key, but Mr. Speaker, there are always, once it comes to executive positions, and there's room for reappointment, it leaves room for corruption. So if you have a single tenure, whosoever comes on board, know that he's going to serve for a single tenure and be able to present and do his services.
You have, in the same executive, you voted for a governor that will serve 2 terms. You voted for president that will serve 2 terms. How can you be this unfair that members of the board or the chairman of the board cannot be so entitled? Well, if it is supported by, if it's seconded, who am I to say no to the House? Any seconder to this? It's not seconded. So 6, 7, 8, 9?
9.
Yes, 9. Jaha.
Sir, I'm confused with 9B on the qualification of Auditor General to be appointed. That should have at least 15 years cognate experience in auditing with at least 10 years in the service. Which service?
It's public service. So
okay, so this time around public and private service.
No, for this particular position, Auditor General is different from chairman of the board.
Okay.
Professionalism it's expected, experience is expected, institutional memory is expected, so it's in the public service.
So can we add public?
You want us to qualify it?
Yes.
So move that will qualify the service to read public service.
Okay, I move that the service should be qualified to read public service.
Any seconder to that, moved by Honorable Jaha. Honorable Amobi, seconded. Second, the motion moved by Jaha. Honorable Amobi, Yoga.
Mr. Chairman and my honorable colleagues, I rise to second the amendment done by my senior colleague, Honorable Jaha. I so second.
Those in support of this amendment say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So 9 as amended, carried. Carried. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 to 20, 20 to 30. Which number are you interested in?
22.
22.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My mind tells me that those who did this are planning for themselves to continue in service in perpetuity.
And what is the amendment?
That the staff who are public servants will have to stay for 40 years and 65 years of age before they leave is completely a contradiction to the public service rules that guarantees that public officers retire at 60 or 35 years, whichever one comes, first.
I agree with you. Any seconder to that amendment? Yes, Pat.
The Chairman, my name is Dr. Patrick Omo. I represent Ikorekpene, Senudim, Burokara Federal Constituency. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my friend, my friend. I so second.
Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So 22 as amended.
Are we at 22?
So 22 will now read. 22-1 will read 60 years instead of 65.
Mr. Chairman should go back to 9.
And 35 years. Who is putting on his mic? Please put off your mic. And 35 years, whichever one is earlier. We have carried it, right? Attorney, what do you have to say there? What is it?
Chairman, my name is Attorney Matthew Mwogu. If we look at that particular section,
Speak into your mic so that we can hear you.
if you look at that section 22, subsection 2 of it actually deals with subsection 1. Without prejudice to the provision of subsection 1, the public service rules apply. I don't think we should amend that.
No, but we cannot state what is outside the existing laws, and then hoping that we'll use section 22, subsection 2 to cure the error committed in section 22, sub 1. It's an illegality. We cannot commit illegality in 22.1 and then come to 22.2 and use it to correct it. So that amendment stands. 22 as amended. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28 to 30, 30 to 36, 36 to 40.
35.
Okay, 35.
Yeah, you took
35.
Legislative notice of the amendment 35 4. Mr. Chairman, 35-4. An auditor shall not, without the written consent of the general, publish or disclose information.
Speaking to the mic, we want to hear you.
An auditor, it reads what we have there. Now reads that an auditor shall not, without the written consent of the general, publish or disclose information obtained in the course of an audit, except when required to do so by a court of law. The amendment proposed, Mr. Chairman, is by a court of law or by a resolution of the National Assembly. And I can
we don't need any resolution from the National Assembly for what have been provided by the Gronom. And the Gronom is section 8889.
Yeah, that's my concern, Mr.
The
Chairman.
chair is addressing the House.
Okay.
And the chair must be heard in silence, Honorable Bamidele.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, please.
Yeah. The provision of our law is that 8889 empowers us to request for any document and request for anybody to appear before us. It's not our duty to publish, to ask any agency to publish document for the public. It is our duty to request for document that will use us in the course of our oversight function, our mandate. So making an act which is below the Gronom to be able to carry out this duty is not well placed. I don't think that amendment should stand. It is against the provisions of the Constitution. The Constitution gave us the right to request. And the issue of publishing is an executive mandate. It's not our own. We cannot enter into the parameters of their own arm of government in the spirit of separation of power, the doctrine of separation of power. 35 has carried. 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 40 to 50. Oh, yes. I move that, please, Minority Leader, move that we rescind this gavel decision on 49.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I will move that we amend section 49 by adding the interpretation of ex officio.
Any seconder to that? Chairman Walk, second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Honorable Akelavi from Oyo State. I rise to second the motion ably moved by the minority, the amendment ably moved by the minority leader. Rise to second.
That we amend 49, say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The amendment to 49, Interpretation Act. Honorable Bamidele, do you have a provision for the definition of ex officio?
Mr. Chairman, my understanding of the provision and the suggestion I want to make is that the ex officio can be defined as those members of the board other than those indicated in subsections, sections 2A, now we have quite A, B, C, A, B, D, and E.
Why don't you say it as those members other than members referred to as members of the board as acknowledged by clause 2?
Mr. Chairman, everyone is included in clause 2, including those who are supposed to be ex officio members. They are also captured in clause 2. Those are the ones, for example, the person representing the Federal Civil Service Commission, who is not below the rank of an auditor. In subsection E there, sir, is supposed to be an ex officio member, and it's captured under clause 2.
When you say other than, it means that ex officio that you are referring to is one that is defined in year 49.
Mr. Chairman, my understanding is that you want us to have an interpretation of the ex officio so that the mischief
Your microphone, please.
Okay, which is the one in 6, which says the member of the board other than the ex officio members shall be appointed by the president. That's what we want to cure, Mr. Chairman. That's my understanding.
I agree with you.
And I'm saying in the whole of that section 2, we have a list from A to I of membership of the board. And included in that list are those who are supposed to be those ex officio members. And those are those who are representing specific
so what are you
offices
proposing?
of the federal. I'm proposing that we should just define ex officio members as those members other than those who are in, then we mention, you know, the relevant subsections. Mr. Chairman, that may need the drafters to further work.
Thank you, Babedele. Can I hear from Pat PhD? What is your proposition?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Patrick Umo. I represent the people of Ikorekpene, Esienudim, Oborokara Federal Constituency. I come from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Chairman, sir, in interpreting the phrase ex officio, we are not looking at it literally. What is contemplated here should be in reference to Section 4, Sub 6, to give proper interpretation to the phrase ex officio. Mr. Chairman.
Is that the only place that ex officio was mentioned in the Act? So if you make it too specific, what of other places where it's mentioned? Because you are defining ex officio, so wherever it appears in the Act, it will get that particular interpretation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But even with this in mind, ex officio here, as contemplated by this law, will mean other members not appointed by the President and whose confirmation is not made by the National Assembly. Members not appointed by the President and whose confirmation is not required by the National Assembly.
Any objection to that?
No, you can say.
The ex officials, who are going to appoint them, if not Mr. President?
Mr. Chairman.
Is it the chairman that will appoint them, or the members of the board that will gather together to appoint ex officio? Minority Leader.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, thank you. I think that the essence is for the members that are appointed by institutions and associations. And what we have here are just Chartered Accountants of Nigeria and the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria. These are the two institutions that will nominate their members. It doesn't require president to do so. But every other member of the board should come from the president. So I think we can just say the interpretation of ex officio are those persons that are representing institutions or associations in the bill.
That clears it. And it's the same thing that Patrick was saying, but now well captured. Any seconder to this? Yes, sir. Omar. Go ahead, sir. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm Hussein Mohammed Jalal, representing the Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. I hereby second the amendment ably made by my colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. 49 as amended, carried. 50, carried. Schedules, carried. Explanatory memorandum. Long title. The fourth bill to be considered is for an act to establish Nigerian Peace Corps to facilitate peace, volunteerism, community service, neighborhood watch, and nation building, and for related matters. I invite the leader to give 2 minutes synopsis on this. Leader, please.
Mr. Chairman, Julius Ihonvere.
Point of order.
Who is that person?
What's your point of order?
Order 6. My name is Akinlayo Kolawole from Ekiti Federal Constituency to Ekiti State. Order 6, Rule 2. And I want us to go back to the clause 9. Clause 9A. when the qualification of the person to be appointed as Accountant General of the Federation, we only put bachelor degrees. I want to ask the leadership, sir. Are we saying the HND are not qualified to be Accountant General of the Federation?
I don't understand. You are coming under privilege.
Yes, sir.
Privilege on what? Which privilege have been breached? Which privilege have been breached? That is on you or the house in general?
It's on the HND holders.
Huh?
The privilege of HND holders, the public.
No. We have passed. Is it about the law we just passed now?
It's about it, sir, because we can't say.
No, we have gone. You come via amendment. We've already passed that bill. It has gone. The last gavel has gone. We cannot go back to it. So you come via amendment for us to amend it subsequently.
It's okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
The fourth bill to be considered is for. Okay, I've invited the chair. You already standing. Please make it brief. We don't have time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill is to establish the Nigerian Peace Corps, and I think it is a very welcome and timely bill. It's been on for a long time. I just want to point out two areas. First is the provision that it will be a second line of public safety. The civil defense tried to occupy that area, but unsuccessful. And I think the Peace Corps, with the way it is structured and the functions articulated in the bill, will do very well, especially by working at the community level and providing security for our educational institutions. The first line of defense, our schools are exposed. 78% or more have no fences, no gatemen, no security personnel. So the Peace Corps will occupy that area and provide the first line of defense. Mr. Chairman, I've been to schools in my former capacity where people hawking drugs and alcohol were roaming the school compound because there was no fence and no security. So among other things, I urge my colleagues to take this seriously. If you Google on Google, you'll find that many countries in the world have used this and it's to promote this culture of volunteerism. This is missing. All our young people want to get paid. Even to sit in your office and gain experience, they want to get paid. Part of the issue of the youth corps, you see there's no salary, emoluments, etc. There are going to be any allowances. And I think it's something we should support. And let's
Honorable Maki, sit down. I need you.
To build security from the bottom up. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We really have to hurry because we said we want to leave here before 2 o'clock. So please, let's keep that in mind. We are going to Sokoto and the aircraft is waiting for some of us who are going, so we don't drag some of these issues. So the question is that the bill, that the clauses 1 to 42 be made part of the bill. Clauses 1 to 10?
No, amendment, sir. Amendment, Mr. Chairman. Amendment, Mr. Chairman.
Clause 4, Minority Leader.
Yes, sir. My dear colleagues, clause 4 is just the same thing with the previous bill, to delete Senate and substitute it with National Assembly and do the same wherever Senate appears. I so move.
Any seconder to that motion? Yes, let's hear from you, Chairman, Rules and Business.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I rise to second the amendment ably moved by the minority leader. So
thank you very much. Those in support that Senate should be replaced with National Assembly wherever it appears in the air, say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 5. To number 5, Tessie.
Mr. Chairman, I have an amendment to clause 5. It reads, a person shall not be appointed as chairman or member of the board if he is not qualified or if he is disqualified for election as a member of the House of Representatives. Mr. Chairman, I believe that this should read, a person shall be appointed as chairman of the board if he or she is qualified or meets the criteria to be a member of the House of Representatives. So I believe the crafters of this clause wrote it the other way around. I believe that it should be written in the positive side and not in the negative. And then section B of the same clause states that within the preceding 10 years, he or she has been removed as a member of any of the bodies established by section 153 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria or as a holder of any office on the grounds of misconduct. I believe that this clause should also read that the person within the preceding 10 years has not been convicted or indicted by a court of law or a judicial panel of inquiry in Nigeria or any other jurisdiction around the world. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any seconder to those amendments? Yes. Please, before you raise your hand, make sure you have a card so that it's easier.
They are not working. Thank you very much.
Technical department, please take notes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Saad Taura by name. I represent the good people of Ringim and Taura. I'm from Jigawa State. I stand to second the motion heavily moved by my colleague. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So it is 5 as carried, as amended, carried. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Isiaka amendment on which one? 13, yes? Make it quick, please.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Ibrahim Isiaka, may I propose I'll amend 13.2 on the age range, 18 to 40, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, he's saying we should move it from 35 to 40. Members of the corps shall be Nigerians within the age of 18 to 35. Does it mean at 35 you leave the corps? At the time of enlistment. Okay. Are you saying that 40 is still young? 40 is the new 30?
Mr. Speaker, the bill was not specific that is targeted the youth. For the youth bracket is 18 to 35, yeah, which I agree. But adding that 5 years will give those at the 40 range another opportunity to be part of the enlistment.
Can I ask when does youthful age end? When do you say you are no longer a youth? Honorable Isiaka is trying to widen the scope so that we have more people volunteering, like preached by the leader. Leader, let me have you respond to this.
We need their wisdom, sir.
Mr. Chairman, we have an army of young people in this country, ranging from...
Are you saying 40 is not young?
40 is old. He's married, he has children, grandchildren. We should not look, I believe we should create something that will enable our young people to come in and grow. When you are 40, you are close to retirement already. So let's not fill this place with people who cannot do the drill, who cannot run. In fact, 35 is the...
Yeah, because we are not talking about when you were exiting the corps. We are talking about when you are entering. At 40, entering corps, I think it's too late. So you are ruled out, Honorable Isiaka. The House is saying no to extension from 35. Clause 14, clause 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 31 to 40. Shadows. Explanatory memorandum. Long title.
22. Yeah, government has gone down.
Sorry, 42.
22.
House Leader moved that the House referred to plenary to report progress. House Leader, please.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Chairman, having concluded and considered and concluded the 4 reports, I rise to move that the House do reserve that to.
Minority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion. I so second.
The House hereby reverts to plenary to report progress. Oh, I didn't put the question. Those in support of the motion that the House report to plenary say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The House hereby reverts to plenary to report progress. The House in Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology Act Cap 116 and 116 laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 and enact the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology Bill 2023 to provide the full-time and part-time courses of instruction and training for the general development of transport and logistics sector of the Nigerian economy and for related matters, and approve clauses 1 to 33, the schedule, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. The House in Committee of the Whole considered a report on a bill for an act to repeal the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015 and enact the Administration of Criminal Justice Bill 2023 to, among other things, provide for establishment of Administration of Criminal Justice Monitoring Council for effective and efficient administration of justice in Nigeria. The House approved clauses 1 to 506, the schedules, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Honorable colleagues, the House in Committee of the Whole considered a report on a bill for an act to repeal the Audit Ordinance of 1956 and enact the Federal Audit Service Bill 2023 to establish Federal Audit Service, provide additional powers and functions of the Auditor General for the Federation, establish Federal Audit Board, and for related matters, and the House considered and approved clauses 1 to 3, clauses 4 as amended, clauses 5 to 8, clause 9 as amended, clauses 10 to 21, clause 22 as amended, clauses 23 to 48, clause 49 as amended, clause 50, the schedules and the long title of the bill. Honorable colleagues, the House in Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill for an act to establish Nigerian Peace Corps to facilitate peace, volunteerism, community services, neighborhood watch, and nation building, and for related matters. And the House considered and approved clauses 1 to 3, clauses 4 and 5 as amended, clauses 6 to 42, the schedule, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. The House Leader is invited to move that the House do adopt the reports of the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole. House Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do adopt the reports and the recommendations as reported by the Speaker. I so move. Well.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as moved by the House Majority Leader. I so second.
Those in support of the motion moved by the Leader of the House say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, please rise and move that we suspend Order 12 Rule 3 Sub 1 to enable the report that we considered now, which is from 15. Clerk, let me have that list. I think it's 15, 16, 17, 18. Be read the third time. Move for the suspension of the rule 12, please.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do suspend Order 12.3.1 to enable us to adopt the reports that have been presented by the Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that we suspend relevant rules to allow us to read those bills for the third time. I so second.
Those in support of this motion that we suspend Order 12 Rule 3 Sub 1 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, you are invited to read the long title.
Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, a bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology Act Cap N116 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 and enact the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology Bill 2023 to provide for full-time and part-time courses of instruction and training for the general development of transport and logistics sector of the Nigerian economy and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to repeal the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015 and enact the Administration of Criminal Justice Bill 2023 to, among other things, provide establishment of Administration of Criminal Justice Monitoring Council for effective and efficient administration of justice in Nigeria. Third reading. A bill for an act to repeal the Audit Ordinance of 1956 and enact the Federal Audit Service Bill 2023 to establish Federal Audit Service, provide additional powers and functions of the Auditor General for the Federation, establish Federal Audit Board, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish Nigerian Peace Corps to facilitate peace, volunteerism, community services, neighborhood watch, and nation building, and for related matters. Third reading.
Bills 15, 16, 17, and 18 read for third time and pass. Special announcements. There's a special committee to identify and recover seized funds. The members of the committee as follows: Barrister Umeha, Honorable Barrister Umeha, Honorable Muhammad Hassan, Honorable Saidu Musa, Honorable Ahmed Munia, Honorable J.J. Umaro, Honorable Stainless, Honorable Ginger Musibe, Honorable Munachi Aluze, Honorable Ibrahim Tanko, Honorable Salisu Koko, Honorable Ezenwachuku, Honorable Haiya Abdurrahman. The chairman of this committee is Honorable Munachim Aloze. Honorable members, I want to thank you today for working with the chair, working with the leadership of the House throughout this week. Your participation has been robust, and I commend you for your effort towards nation building. We cannot get it better than this. Every day you are improving in your various interventions to make Nigeria great. I commend the leadership. I commend the Speaker who has been on his toes outside the country, representing Nigeria and making the nation proud and letting the world know what we are doing with climate change and other matters. I wish you a happy weekend, and we hope to see you next week. Leader, kindly move that this House adjourn till next week, Tuesday, same time, 11 o'clock.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Having exhausted all items on the order paper for today, I rise to move that the House do adjourn to next week, Tuesday, 11 a.m. from same venue. I so move.
Members of Selection Committee, after now, get in touch with the clerk of the House, who happen to be the clerk of that committee. He has something to inform you. Minority Leader, second, please.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion moved by the House Majority Leader. I so second.
Those in support that this House be adjourned till Tuesday, next week, same time, 11 o'clock, say aye. Those against, say nay. You want to stay here? Those in support of the motion that they have be adjourned till next week, Tuesday, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it.